Do you know why anxious, avoidant relationships are so difficult for some people? Because some people don't understand that different people have different ways of coping with emotional overload. Whereas with the anxious attachment, you want closeness and you want like to fix it right away. You want to fix the argument, you want it resolved so fast, you want the instant gratification, and you are overloading your partner. And so, yeah, they're called avoidance, but really, avoidance are people that have learned that they need to distance themselves sometimes whenever they feel emotionally overwhelmed in order to keep peace of mind so that they're not reacting in a way that's going to hurt you more. They're actually more self aware than you think, and they're not doing it to hurt you at all. They're doing it out of self respect, and it's something that is hard to take in myself as I was anxious attachment to do because I was not giving myself the self respect of allowing the distance and allowing the silence to gain clarity, to gain composure over my emotions, and to realize that my constant need to reach out and send long text and long novels of messages was only damaging and hurting my relationship because whenever I get my feelings hurt or whenever I get defensive, I start acting in ways that I seen my parents fight and argue with each other unintentionally. And there's a lot of childhood wounds that have affected that. And the reason why we attract that avoidant type personality is because we receive that as someone that is hard to love, or that we feel like we have to earn their love because we were people pleasers and we had to be perfectionist for our parents and regulating their emotions. We grew up too fast, you know, and so a lot of those traits negatively affect your relationships, and until you deep dive into why you respond the way that you do, you're going to blame your partner. You're going to keep on shifting the blame on them for areas that you need to take accountability in. And they don't have to take accountability for things in order for you to do the changes that you need to do. The whole thing is you need to work on yourself, period. And whenever you are making those changes within yourself, then that also motivates your partner, if they truly love you, to change for you and to hold space and to come back to you. Because all in all, what we really truly want is to have a safe place to go in our partner. And if we're being irrational emotionally, and if we're being overwhelming, we got to take a step back and we have to allow that space. We have to allow them to withdraw a little bit, to come back when it's calm, when it's peaceful, when you're able to finally resolve the conflict. And you don't need instant gratification. And you don't need to have constant reassurance that you've been programmed to feel like you have to have in order to receive the love that you want. You have to give yourself that reassurance. You have to give yourself that love that you were not given as a child. You cannot neglect yourself, and you cannot turn the other way whenever it comes to things that you are doing wrong. Because if you're constantly looking at the other person, you're not looking inward, and you're never going to change. And what you are not changing, you are choosing. You are choosing to tolerate. And not everybody is going to tolerate that. Especially someone that has enough self-respect to leave when they need to and have to. And if you cannot be mature enough in your own emotional intelligence to see the difference, then you will lose the person you love. So if you love them, it takes sacrifice. It takes self-reflection. It takes change and willingness to do so. So that's all